Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Satsang with John and Michelle.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Another Sunday, another week.
Yes.
And here we are again. And tonight we've got a very good title, a subject to look at. And
clearing.
the power of clearing. Yeah, the power of clearing. And we're going to look at that from a few different angles here tonight. So welcome. Yeah. And what we'd like to ask you to do is just jot down in the comments box where you are watching from. We'd like to know where you're from, and if you have any comments for us while we are speaking tonight, please just jot those down for us. And we love to get the hearts, and we love to get the thumbs up and all of those as well. And if you find what we share tonight useful, please like and share it. It helps get the word out. So thank you for being with us tonight. Yeah.
Thanks all.
And Michelle has some astrology to share with us. A little bit of astrology.
Yeah, got a new moon coming up this week.
New moon coming up. Yeah. That's the time of planting new seeds.
It is.
So tonight we're at the end of the letting go process.
Yeah. So it's a good one to clear.
A good one to clear. Yeah. Let's look at all the stuff that we no longer need. So we're going to be looking at that tonight, and then we are going to ready ourselves for the planting of the new moon. And all the opportunities that gives us in our lives. So welcome to
everyone.
Sunday Night Satsang with John and Michelle. And thank you for the hearts. We love getting the hearts. We know that other people are listening when we see that. So thank you to everyone. Yeah.
It's nice to know we're not speaking into fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, we are speaking into fresh air, but
there's
someone on the receiving end.
Yeah, no, it's lovely to commune with you. I mean, it's even better to do it in person, and we hopefully we'll see you during the year in live events, but we love doing these online events as well. Well, we really do. So welcome everyone. So let's start the evening as we always do by centering ourselves back into reality. And I know for most people the story in the head is reality, but the story in the head is not real. It's just thoughts. So where is reality? Well, reality is here and now. It's to be directly experienced, felt and touched and smelt and taste. That's real. So let's just gently close our eyes and let's connect with what is real. Let's connect with what is really, really, really real. And part of that connecting with what is real is a clearing process, clearing away of the unreality. And some of you have seen my Mind Matrix video where I talk about the horizontal plane of time and the vertical plane of presence. If you've seen that, then I just ask you in this moment to clear your minds of all other times and all other places, and just invest your awareness right here and right now in the vertical plane. The vertical plane drops into you. Your body is in the vertical plane. Your body is always present. It's only your mind that goes into time. Your body is here and now, and the body is such a beautiful portal and a tool to be used for us to come back home to the vertical plane, to drop into presence. So take a deep breath in, and as you take a deep breath in, just draw it right down your body. So you're drawing it right from the lower diaphragm. So take a deep breath in, all the way in, and then a lovely, relaxing, releasing, surrendering breath out. Just let it all go, let it all go, let it all go. Take another deep breath in, right down to your toes this time, and up to the top of your head as well. So you're blowing your body up like a big balloon. And then let everything go. Just clear everything that no longer serves you in this moment. Just let it all go, release everything. Take a third deep breath in, deeper than the other two. So you're really pushing your tummy out like a big ball, bringing the air right the way down your body, up into your chest, into your shoulders, and the top of your head. And then just that lovely sigh out. And as you sigh out, just relax your neck and your shoulder muscles and just relax. Just let go of all that no longer serves you in this moment. You can collect your story a bit later, but right now just release your story and allow life to breathe you. Life beats your heart, life digests your food, life takes the oxygen from your lungs, down to every single one of your cells in your body, bathing, supplying nutriments, clearing away what needs to be cleared. And this energy called life wants you to prosper, to be happy, to live your life aligned with joy. And our only job in this is to clear all the barriers that we have created to experiencing life this way. Life as a flow, an ease, not as a dis-ease, not as a painful have-to journey, but a joyful dance. So just center your awareness into your body, into the present moment, focusing on your breath, but not needing to force it in any way, just allowing life to breathe you in this moment. But being aware of the in-breath, the slight pause and the long out-breath, just being aware of that gentle flow within your body, just allowing life to bring you into alignment with the rhythm of life. And just become aware of everything you can hear in this moment. Without labeling and judging, just be aware of all the sounds that are coming into your awareness in this moment. And listen very, very carefully and see if you can hear your heart beating in your eardrums. It's probably the softest sound. So in order to do that, you have to become very quiet inside, very still inside. And now I'll ask you just to drop your awareness down into where you'd imagine your heart to be. So you're dropping your awareness from your head down into your heart. And as we center ourselves into our heart, which is a place of presence, I'd like us to just let go of a few things. You were given a name at birth, but that name is not you. That name can be changed. So just for a brief moment, just for now, let go of the attachment to your name. And your name is like a basket into which the ideas about yourself, the thoughts about yourself have been placed. So let's just let go of that basket. Let go of the name. Just see as you center yourselves in your heart, if you can just be nameless for a short moment. What is it like not to have a name? And just for a moment, let us just release any ideas from the past, any stories about yesterday. You might like to just, with every single out-breath that you take, just release, just let go. And now in this moment, here and now, let's just clear any thoughts of tomorrow or the future. Just let them go. Just allow your awareness to be here fully in this moment. So we've just briefly let go of our name, which is a basket of thoughts. We've let go of all our yesterdays. We've let go of all of our tomorrows. Just see in this moment if we can let go of all our judgments, our preferences, our aspirations, any achievements. Just let them all go. We can collect them in a short while, but just in this moment, let us let them all go. All go. And just feel what it feels like just to be here in this moment, with no name, no past, no future. Noticing that you are aware. You're probably more aware, more alert than before. You can feel the body, you can feel the chair you're sitting on, you can feel the floor with your feet pressing on it maybe, and you can feel your hands where they're touching. But there's no need to label anything. We're letting go of all things, all thoughts, all objects. Anything that we would normally attach the idea of me to, me, or mine, or my. Just let them all go for a moment. We can collect them just now, but in this moment we're just centering our awareness in reality. And just become aware of what it feels like to be clear of all of those ideas. Let us let go of all beliefs we have about ourselves. Let go of the idea of being a certain gender, a certain race, a certain age, certain education, a good or bad person. Let all those ideas, all those beliefs go. Just drop them for a moment. We can collect them again shortly. Let it all go in this moment. Just become aware of the peace that arises within you in this moment. Not as some belief pattern, but as a direct experience of emptiness, of no thingness. What I call the isness of being. Just bring your full attention to the isness of awareness, right here, right now, in this moment. And just see in this moment if it has any boundaries, if it has any limitations, if it has any form or shape. Can this beingness, can this isness be made smaller? Can this isness, this awareness be made bigger? Or is it merely present, with no boundaries, no limitations? No history, no future. Just here and now in this moment. And feel what it feels like to be directly experiencing this isness, this place of emptiness. You can call it life. We can call it by many different labels, but in this moment, it's just experiencing directly without any labels. Just floating in a timeless essence of presence. Now take a deep breath in, very, very deep breath in, filling your whole body. And a beautiful, long, 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 relaxing, clearing breath out. And when you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, just see how you feel in this moment. Do you feel maybe a bit lighter, a bit more centered, a bit more present?
That was really lovely.
So just maybe type up in the comments box how you feel right now. How do you feel? Not so heavy, hopefully.
Lighter. Thanks, John. Welcome, everybody. Lovely to have you back with us. Just let us know if you can hear us well. Everything's good on your side and we're not sounding like we're speaking through a tunnel. It should all be fine. So tonight we're going to talk about clearing.
Yeah, what do the stars have to say about that?
So I'm not going to give you a full astrology update because that'll come this week. I'll do an update sometime this week. We've got a new moon coming up though on the 11th, and it's a very unusual one. So we've got 12 signs of the zodiac, and this new moon we have 7 of them in Aquarius, which is the first time since 1962, which was the hippie era, which is when we were all kind of wanting freedom and peace and love and unity, and now we've got it again. So this new moon that's coming up is it's actually a beautiful one. We've got some really lovely alignments, but it's very powerful because whenever you've got a lot of planets in the same sign, it amplifies, and part of them is Jupiter, which amplifies everything. So it's going to be a very strong new moon. Particularly for planting new seeds in terms of new vision for your life and seeing your life in a different perspective. So what we thought we'd do tonight is talk about clearing to kind of ready ourselves for that. In addition to this new moon coming up, we've also got Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is always retrograde, so it's letting go. It's giving up, it's reviewing what you don't need and releasing it, releasing it. It's kind of a backward energy. It's letting go, letting go, letting go, clearing. So it's a really good few days that we've got between now and the new moon to clear and to really look at what areas in our lives we are going to clear. Aquarius is a sign that's very associated with energy. So we'd like to talk a little bit about clearing energy, because we are energy, and everything is energy. And I think when we start to see that, and we start to see that we are energy beings, and we have a resonance, and that whatever our resonance is what's actually coming into our lives. It's what we attract. It's just a simple law. It's not anything esoteric even. It's just a law. So it's a little bit like tuning into a radio station. You know, the radio's blaring out that station no matter what, but you can only hear it if you're tuned into the station. So it's where we're tuning our energy. And in order to be clear channels to tune that, to actually receive and give energy, we need to clear any blockages. So if you can kind of imagine that there's blockages that come into our bodies which cause disease, there are blockages that come into our home which cause dis-ease and grumpiness and heaviness, and energetically it's the same. So when we have an energy block, we aren't actually able to be that clear channel. So we just thought it would be a good time to talk about clearing.
What day did you say new moon is?
11th.
Which is?
What's today? The 7th.
Wednesday.
7th, 8th, Thursday.
Thursday. So between now and Thursday,
Yeah.
we have to ready ourselves for the new planting, because if we have a garden and we want to plant new seeds, what do we have to do prior to planting those seeds?
Yeah, get rid of all the weeds.
Yeah, get rid of the weeds. So what are the weeds in our life? What actually blocks the potential for new growth in our lives? And that we thought we'd have a look at tonight. Yeah. So there may be physical objects in your house which you need to look at and say, well, you know, I haven't really used this in the last year. And I think if you haven't used it in a year, you're probably not going to need it again. So maybe it's time to give to the less fortunate. Maybe it's time to load up your car and take it down to your local charity. Maybe that's a good idea. It's as part of physical clearing physical objects in our lives. And
Huge.
you know, it gives us such joy to get something new. But ultimately, you know, once we acquire too much, it starts to actually imprison us. And there's nothing more liberating than releasing, than letting go, than clearing.
That's incredible.
And it is such a, you know, we don't want to do it because we have a sense of I. We have, that's mine, you know. Before we got it, we have, well, it's not mine.
Nothing.
But once it becomes mine, you know, it's like a little child who gets given a little piece of plastic has got these sort of wheels on, you know, and it's suddenly, oh, it's my car, you know, the child says. And if you take that piece of plastic away from the child gets very, very upset.
That's mine.
Because it has a sense of self on that piece of plastic. Now, before that piece of plastic was given to the child, it didn't miss it. It didn't have a sense, oh, I'm lacking that piece of plastic. But once we acquire something, it gives us a greater sense of I, me, mine. And the problem is it actually weighs us down, makes us feel very heavy. And hopefully during the opening meditation, you started to experience something, not as a belief, but as a direct experience of what it felt like to be relieved of those things that make us feel so heavy.
Yeah, and I don't think we realize just how heavy they make us. You know, those niggly little things, like you open a cupboard and there's too much stuff in it and you can't find anything. Every single time you open that cupboard and there's that niggly feeling, like, oh, I can't find this, I've got to clean this out. A little bit of your energy is leaking out every single time. Every single time you walk past the curtain rail that's draped down or isn't, you know, the ring that's missing, or things that just aren't kind of neat and clean.
And drain our energy.
They drain our energy because every single time it's that I have to do this, I should be doing that, you know, I really need to clear that out. And when you clear it, it completely and utterly shifts your energy. There's a beautiful book about a woman called, I think it's Maria Kondo. She's a Japanese lady, I think. And she goes through the incredible, the freedom, the freeing up of energy that comes about by actually ordering things and clearing things. And she says, if you have something in your home that doesn't give you joy, get rid of it. I mean, that's quite big.
Yeah, I can see a lot of partners being chucked out.
We've still got a lot of stuff.
Maybe a few children being chucked out as well.
We've got a lot of stuff in our lives that don't. They've been handed down from Aunt Mary and Uncle Bill, and we really don't want them.
But we're holding on because we think we should. We ought to.
And I think that's where the younger generation, the millenniums, are. They don't have that.
Yeah,
they're not hanging on to Aunt Mary's silver. You know? They don't have the desire to own anything, very many people, which true. Is where a lot of it's moving towards renting, because they don't actually want to own stuff. But from our generation, we were, you know, you better look after that because that was handed down to you.
Yeah,
so it's just to really look at our environment, see where we can clear, where we can clean, where we can tidy, and where we can let go of what we don't need. It's huge. That's a huge energy clearing. And
one of the ways that makes it easier, if you just know that, you know, a full cup can't contain anything more. It's full. So only when a cup is empty is there space for more. So I believe that you know, there's an awful lot of stuff, physical objects we're talking about now, that don't serve us anymore. That, as Michelle said, don't bring us joy. So let's clear it out. Let's give to the needy. So that we make space, make space, because space is such a wonderful thing. It really is, but a cluttered space isn't. So let's clear space. So we've got 4 days, really, 3-4 days to focus on clearing space. You haven't got the whole year. Let's just say, well, you've got 4 days to clear a lot of stuff. Yeah,
if you want to really form a new vision for your life, this is the new moon to do it, without doubt.
Yeah.
Aquarius is about vision, it's about seeing, it's about perspective, it's about changing paradigms, it's about shifting our consciousness. So to shift consciousness, you've got to shift out what you don't need so that you can actually bring in something new. And this whole energy that we've been experiencing last year and this year is about letting go of the old so the new can come in. And we want the new to come in, but we're not prepared to let go of the old. So it's clearing out those papers, clearing out those things. And you know, very often it can just be one, you know, it can be a drawer or a cupboard that you've been bothered about for months, and you think it's going to take you all day, and when you come to it, it actually only takes you 5 minutes. It's a box, and it's I don't need that, and chucking it in the box.
Yeah.
And then taking it to someone who does need it.
Yeah.
And remembering that each item that we own has an energy. So if you're carting around stuff from 25 years ago, 30 years ago, that's connected with specific people that you don't even see anymore, energy that might, when you look at it, take you into a sort of a low energetic frequency, then just look at that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe put it in a box, stick it in a garage, and see if you still feel you want it in a year's time, because you won't.
I say give it away now.
Yeah,
you know.
I would say give it away now.
Make
but
the season of giving yours.
Sometimes there's a transition, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay, this definitely can go, this maybe,
Yeah.
and this I'm keeping. So if
Yeah.
you've got a maybe box, then keep the maybe box, stick it in the garage, and look at it in a month or two's time and see. And you'll probably see that you don't want it.
I know that Kael Gebran in the Prophet, he says, make the season of giving yours, not your inheritors. In other words, don't wait until someone else has got to clear out your junk when you're gone. Rather do it now. Clear it out. Clear it out. If it doesn't bring you joy, I think that's a good barometer. If it doesn't give you joy, why hold on to it? Let it go. There's no shoulds. You know, Aunt Mabel isn't going to punish you from the other side if you get rid of her, horrible table that you don't like.
And I mean, that's the reality, is that people on the other side, when they move out of here, they don't care.
They don't care.
I remember having a session with the psychic after my mom died, and I was hanging on to this crochet blanket that she had made, and she said to the psychic, tell her to get rid of it. She doesn't like it. She's never going to use it. It's taking up space in her cupboard. She doesn't need to keep it. I don't care. And it was so sad, because I kept on looking at this blanket thinking, I better keep it, it was my mother's. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was better off going to someone
Yeah.
who needed it.
And what makes clearing a very fast process, it doesn't have to take long, it's just that assessment. Do I really need this? And the answer is no. And it's the attachment, it's the slowly filtering through it, and then, oh, I remember this, and you half an hour later you're still looking at the same object. No, you don't need it. It doesn't bring you joy today. Hasn't brought you joy for the last 5 years. Give someone else an opportunity to have a sense of I, a sense of me on that object. Give them the opportunity to enjoy that particular object or whatever it is.
And if it takes you, somebody just commented there, I can't read properly, but that it could land up taking 8 hours. If it's taking 8 hours, then you're attached.
Yeah, very attached.
Because if you're not attached, it won't take you long at all.
Yeah.
So those are attachments.
So those are the physical objects, and I think that's just so easy to clear
physical.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what
Not
about
so
the
easy
other
for
things?
everybody, but it
What
is-
about
it
the
is.
other things that we get
Yeah.
attached to? This sense of I. So we have this ego. We have this ego. And what is ego? But an accumulation of thoughts, an accumulation of me thoughts, an accumulation of my, me, mine. That's the ego. Now, there's nothing wrong with the ego. The ego is a vehicle. We need an ego on earth. It takes us from here to wherever we want to go. But a very cluttered vehicle isn't a very healthy vehicle. So there are many, many things that we can release from the ego that we don't need. We do not need it. We need a basic ego, basic personality. We need that. But there's so many ideas, so many beliefs, so many thoughts, so many preferences, so many judgments, so many resentments, so much guilt that we really don't need to carry. So part of the next 4 days, we can do a big psychological clear out. Clearing out ideas, beliefs. One of the things to say to yourself, what if everything that I believe is wrong? Yeah. Oh my goodness, who would I be? Well, we did that exercise right in the beginning of this evening's satsang, because you were still there, even though you didn't have any ideas, any beliefs, any attachments. In fact, you felt freer and lighter. Some of the comments said that. So no, you do not need those beliefs. You don't need to be attached to them. You do not need to defend them. Just let them go. Let them go. Let them go. As much as clearing out a cupboard, clearing out the mind is more important. Let go of those attachments, those resentments, that anger, that guilt, that grief. Let it go. You don't need to hold it anymore. We hold on to those things because we have a sense of me, a sense of self, a sense of identity. And yet we've experienced already this evening that we do not die when we let go of those. In fact, we become more so, more beautiful, more magnificent when we let go of those, because those attachments in our head are the barriers to love. They're the barriers to life. They don't protect us. They actually block us. That's what those beliefs and those ideas are. So the process is just to realize that you are already magnificent. You do not need those attachments. You do not need, the cupboards full of stuff to make you more than you are. You're already beautiful, magnificent, eternal. And you don't need those beliefs. You don't need those ideas either. So this is now a wonderful opportunity with the astrology that we have at the moment to let go of those ideas about ourselves.
But in order to let go of the ideas that we have about ourselves and the world and everything else, we've got to be observant of them. We have to observe them. You can't let go of something unless you observe it.
Unless you know what it is.
So, you can clear your cupboard because you're seeing the stuff that you can clear. If you have a thought pattern that it's a repetitive thought pattern, it's a repetitive mood, it's a repetitive way of reacting, it's a repetitive belief system. The only time that you can clear it is when you become aware of it. And that's the paradigm shift that's happening, is to be able to step into the role of the observer, which is what we're working with in our inner space community this month, is to step into the role of the observer so you can see, oh my goodness, look at where my mind went. It went over there. It went to that really dysfunctional thought pattern that does not serve me. And I can choose to actually bring it back. So you don't beat yourself up for going there. You just notice it. And you say, oh, yeah, it went right there. It went from there to there in a few seconds. And when you observe that, then you can shift it because you can actually choose to change the thought and to think a different thought. And you can choose to look at the belief and say, is this belief serving me? But you can only do that if you observe the belief. And when we're asleep, we can't see. So the awakening, the great awakening, is about waking up and becoming aware of those beliefs, those thoughts, those emotions that are weighing us down and blocking our light, as John said, blocking us from our truth. So the first step is observing them. Then when you can observe them, you can say, okay, this doesn't serve me. In this moment, I'm letting that go. And if it happens again, then in that now moment, you let it go again. And you continue to just do that every single time from the role of the observer.
Yeah. One of the ways of assessing all of this, which we've just talked about briefly there, was that this concept of joy in your life, of lightness in your life. And for an awful lot of people, they've been programmed to believe that they're not worthy of lightness. They're not worthy of this feeling of joy.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely not true. Every single one of us is worthy in this moment of joy. You do not need to earn joy. You do not need to deserve it. You do not need to work for it. It's your birthright. It's here in this moment, right here, right now. A denial of joy is a denial of your divine essence. You're denying God by denying joy. So, someone mentioned there in the comments about letting go of a deceased husband's stuff, belongings, after 4 years. And I would just say, there's no time to that. There's no, it's not that you should get rid of something after 6 months or after someone passes or after, 5 years. There's no should, there's no hard and fast rule there. But I would just say use that barometer that we've discussed. If it does not bring you joy in this moment, let it go. Let it go. If it brings you joy to hold on to something from someone who's passed on, well, fine, keep that. But most of the time we do it out of guilt.
Yeah.
And guilt is not joy. Guilt is self-imposed imprisonment. That's what guilt is.
And the one that's passed wouldn't want you to actually have that feeling.
What they would want is they would want joy.
They want you to be joyful and liberated.
Yeah.
I remember also when I cleared my mom's stuff, it took me about a year to clear through, to look at it and see. And I eventually kept one thing of hers, which was a little bowl that she used to keep on her dressing table. And that gave me joy when I looked at it.
Yeah.
It was her. And I needed nothing else really, because all of the other stuff was just, it wasn't necessary. So, and it didn't give me joy. And so it's just to ask that question. would this person want me to keep this? Would this person want me to be in joy, or would this person want me to feel weighed down?
Yeah. The person who's passed over has no attachment to any physical objects whatsoever.
Yeah.
None at all.
Yeah.
If a person loves you and they pass over, what they want for you is joy.
Yeah.
They want you to be joyful. That's what they really want for you. And holding on to stuff that brings up pain and memories in your mind, that is not what they want for you. No, they don't. They want you to move on with your life. They want you to now clear a way to open up the space for life to give you a new experience. And a new experience is always around the corner, provided we are open to it, provided we make the clearing, the space. The same in a garden. If you want to plant a new garden, you have to clear away the debris. I mean, it gives me great joy, after a growing season to go into the garden and cut off all the dead branches, clear out the stuff, and then you plant the new seeds. And how much joy is it? Yes, the plants of the previous season did give me joy, and I really enjoyed them and I honor them for that. But they're gone now. Now's the time to clear away and to prepare the soil for the newness that's about to emerge. In the human species, we're going through a massive time of transformation right now. Huge. The new world that we're stepping into is completely different to the old. And I believe this is a clearing process. And part of the clearing process is clearing out expectations, beliefs, all of those. They need to go so that we are aligned with the new consciousness that's pouring into the planet Earth at the moment. And the new consciousness is not fear-based. It's love-based. It's joy-based.
Yeah.
It's based in ease, not the toil and trouble that we've been in the past. Life is not meant to be a struggle. It's only a struggle because systems of the mind have made it that way. And as we let go of those systems of the mind, we can't be controlled anymore, we can't be manipulated anymore, and that's when we open ourselves up to the creative energy of life itself, and for new solutions to come in, because Albert Einstein said you can't solve the problems from the same level of consciousness you were at when they were created. In other words, we have to step in, be prepared and courageous enough to step into a new way of being within ourselves. And the new way of being is not guilt, it's not anger, it's not resentment, it's not grief, it's not fear. It's love, it's joy, it's ease, it's bliss. If we step into that, life will provide the mirror of those vibrations in the world of physical objects, people, relationships, situations, circumstances. It will.
Yeah,
absolutely guaranteed.
I think just going back to that, if somebody passes as well, when we liberate them, we liberate ourselves, we liberate them as well.
Correct, we do.
So when we are hanging on for dear life to the memories and the stuff that belonged to someone that we loved, we can sometimes hold them back as well from their next journey. And so I think it's to see everything as energy. I think that really, really helps. So when you look at something that you want to get rid of, you want to let go of, you want to give it to somebody else, see it as an energetic exchange. I've got this energy, this thing's got an energy. I can actually let go or keep it. What kind of energy do I have when I hold this, when I look at it? And so it's the same that runs through everything. Emotions are energy, thoughts are energy, beliefs are energy, stuff is energy. It's everything is energy. And we're moving into a time where we really are understanding that we have a choice of our energy. And we can choose where we're going to resonate, our resonance, our frequency. So if we see ourselves as energetic and we see ourselves as having a choice of our own frequency, then we're going to be very cognizant of what's in our environment that's bringing that down, or what's in our thoughts, what's in our minds, or the emotions that we keep slipping into that might not be serving us anymore. It's fine to have an emotion, feel the emotion, and then let it go. But we can sometimes fall into a default mode. So we can go into that same old emotional pattern, and it's always connected with thoughts anyway. So we kind of slip into the same ruts. So this is a time when we're wanting to do something different. So when we feel ourselves slipping into that same old rut, is to actually choose another path, another way of looking at it. Change our perspective. Look at it from a different angle. At any situation, whether it's a relationship, a job, Look at it from a different angle. Look at a problem from a different angle. Look at everything from a different perspective. Yeah. And just keep clearing, keep clearing, keep clearing.
And one of the hardest things to clear, because we're most attached to it, is the matrix itself. And the matrix that we live in is a matrix of thought. And in fact, if we would like to directly experience the life, love, joy, peace, grace, gratitude, we have to learn to release who we think we are from the thinking, from the world of thought. And so, for example, people say, "But I don't want to give that. I don't want to give that stuff away." Yes, I don't use it anymore. Yes, it relates to a past experience. But when I go there, then I think about it, and if I remember, then it brings me joy. No. That's pseudo joy. The joy that I'm talking about, the peace, the love, this is nothing to do with time. Nothing at all to do with time. Nothing to do with past. Nothing to do with memory. Nothing to do with future projections. This is all to do with direct experience in the present moment with no thought at all. We did that right in the beginning. We had no identity. And yet in that emptiness was fulfillment. In that nothingness, there was that direct connection to life in this moment. When we start to honor that rather than our thoughts about life, then we're free. Then we're liberated. We're liberated from the mind, which is so, it's so devious in the way it holds us prisoner to its attachments. And this is a time now of letting go of attachments.
Yes.
And all memories are attachments. Yes, we need them. We need the mind. We need the mind to remember something, to remember how to dial a number on a telephone, or how to make a particular. Yes, we need memory for practical purposes, but not to live in. To live in memory is to rob yourself of life, to rob yourself of the divine essence of presence. So you can just think of that.
Yeah.
If you're using your mind to give you a pseudo sense of happiness or joy, you are actually saying to the divine, "I'm sorry, divine, I have made my creation more important than your creation. Your creation is here, present, now,
I like it.
but it's not good enough for me. I'm going to go to my own creation, which is my thoughts in my head." And there's a price to pay for that, and it's always, always pain and suffering. And this is a time of clearing the pain, clearing the suffering, and attachment is the root of all suffering. I'm going to say that again. Attachment is the root of all suffering. And what is it an attachment to? But it's an attachment to a sense of I, a sense of me, of mine. That was mine. That's a sense of self. And your real self is free, it's liberated, it's presence. That's who you really are, which we directly experienced, hopefully, at the beginning of tonight's satsang. That was your true essence. It was free, completely free, and light and joyful. That's who you really are. Not the thoughts, not the bundle of thoughts in your head about me, mine, and my. That is your prison. That is your prison. And quite often we don't recognize our prison. We think our prison is our palace. It's not. It is a prison. As we will find out, if we're not prepared to let go now, don't worry, there's no rush. There'll just be more pain and suffering for you along the road of experience, which when eventually you've had enough, you'll give it all up. But I say, why wait? Let's spend the next few days clearing our thoughts, clearing our attachments, clearing our physical stuff that we don't need anymore, and opening ourselves up to life and saying, wow, life, here I'm empty, I'm yours. What more, what lovely, beautiful experiences do you have for me now? Same as a garden. You clear a garden. The garden is then open and prepared for the newness to be birthed through it.
Yeah, and just choosing differently, making different choices. So just this week, be more aware of, it's a waning moon, which means the moon's getting smaller towards new moon. So just be aware of your breathing. It's all about breath. Use breath to clear. So if an emotion comes up and it feels like it's stuck, breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out. Let it go. Imagine it going through the bottom of your feet. Do whatever you like creatively in terms of a method to actually clear. But the breath clears. It absolutely clears. You can do a quick breath, you can do a slow breath, you can do a deep breath, a yogic pranayama breathing, very good for clearing. Changing your state. So if you're sitting down, get up. If you're inside, go outside. If you're feeling stuck and a bit heavy, go outside and get into nature. I mean, that's, for me, that's
number one.
Absolutely number one.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday we went for a walk on the beach and we were both sort of hanging around the house and we went for a walk and it changed our energy within minutes. Yeah. It revitalized us, it cleared our energy, that you're in the fresh air, you're in the sand, you're in the sun, it clears your energy. Again, you're energetic. It clears us.
And
nature clears us.
Nature just has such a gift for us. In
Absolutely.
presence, because nature is always
it's
here
always
and now.
Present.
It's not yesterday, it's not to tomorrow in nature. Our homes, our physical, our man-made things are all to do with time. Nature's not to do with time. It's always got the gift of now to offer us. And when we enter nature, we connect directly with that. And that's why we have pets, because dogs are not too concerned with yesterday to tomorrow. When they bark, they're saying now, now. When a cat meows, it's saying now, now. So nature has such a gift for us. It really does. And spend more time in nature. That helps clears the thoughts. It clears those attachments from the past. Being in nature and looking at nature as it is here and now is wonderfully clearing. It really, really is. And then you start to see your true essence, your true beingness. When you're in nature, when you're not surrounded by your man-made clutter, when you're in nature, you start to experience your true isness. I remember when I used to hike quite a lot, just walking along with a backpack with just a few things on my backpack, knowing that everything that I needed in the world was on my back. Boy, you feel so light, so free, and that's your true identity. We're not meant to be weighed down by all this stuff, the stuff that's in our heads, the physical, the thought patterns that we have, and then these objects around us. No, that's an accumulation that's actually poison for our soul. Our soul wants to be free to dance, to experience life in a much more light-hearted, joyful way. And now we have the opportunity, particularly right now, this month, to clear away. So take advantage of this portal at the moment, this opening, to allow us to free ourselves and to be more open to the newness that life has to offer us.
Yeah, and just be aware this week as well of what you're saying, what you're imbibing. So you can also do a clear out of your body. That's also great. So clear, drink lots of water, clear out, clear, breathe, and also just start what you're saying, what you're absorbing from the internet, from people, from reading stuff, from watching stuff on TV. Just be aware of your diet. Your actual communication diet, your information diet, what's coming in, and is it serving you? And should you maybe clear out some of that? Don't watch so much, don't listen to so much, possibly. Yeah, okay. And also, when you stop complaining, that's a really big one. Just stop for a few days and see what changes.
Yeah.
So instead of just automatically saying the same things, this should be like this and this shouldn't be like this. Just don't say it. And you'll see how your energy shifts when you stop complaining. It just does.
Absolutely.
As soon as we complain, we're actually taking ourselves down. So it's just, again, it's the observer. It's being in the observer place. Being able to say, I've got a complaint, but why verbalize it? Why even give it any energy?
Yeah.
And
the reason we do is because of ego. The ego loves complaining because it gives it such a sense of identity. So part of the clearing process is to let go of this egoic identity that we have. And something you said about watching television. So one of the, if you really want to be happy and free and joyful, get rid of the TV. Get rid of I did 15 years ago. Best thing I ever did. Clear it out. And if you can't do that, if you're so addicted to it or attached to it, then just keep it switched off for the next 4 days. Just see what that's like. See how much more peaceful the house becomes. How much more peaceful, how much more centered, how much more connected you become. Space. So try for 4 days, no TV. Just unplug it, doesn't get switched on.
Suddenly you have lots of time.
Yeah.
To do lots of things.
It'll improve the quality of your life immensely. Absolutely guaranteed.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's about a little bit of clearing.
Yeah. Hopefully you got something of value from this evening's
Yes.
satsang. We're going to ask Michelle to lead us out with a guided visualization, and then don't leave at the end of that, because we've got a lovely affirmation which maybe will help us, give us some guidelines to clearing some of the thoughts from our minds. So just stick around after the guided visualization, and we'll draw one of our lovely affirmations for the week ahead.
Thanks, John. Okay. Oh, that was a lot. All right. Let's take a big, slow, beautiful breath in and out. Just bring your eyes gently to a close and just start to settle into wherever you're sitting or lying down. Just make yourself comfy. Comfort is queen. And take a big belly breath in. So as you breathe in, blow your tummy out. So allow your tummy to expand, and then bring that breath up into your chest and right up to the top, to your lungs. Hold for a second and then let it all go. And let the out breath be the dominant breath in terms of the length. So breathing in, expanding the belly all the way up to the chest, up to the lungs. Hold and then let it all out. Just let it all out. Just release it. And as you release, drop the shoulders, soften the body. And just feel yourself coming into presence. Just feel yourself settling into this moment, noticing your natural, normal breath. Not trying to make it anything that it isn't. Just observing the breath as it comes in and as it comes out. Feel the temperature of the breath on your nostrils as it enters in through the nostrils. And out through the nose or through the mouth. This beautiful gift of breath that helps to clear us, helps to settle us, helps to anchor us. It's always there. And now imagine above your head a beautiful, very white light, like a pillar of light. Imagine that pillar of light coming in through the top of your head, through the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head, moving in and lighting up the space between your eyebrows, third eye chakra, and then moving down and lighting up the throat chakra. So this beautiful white pillar of light, as it moves down, let it move down more into the heart, igniting the heart. And as it's moving, it's clearing whatever isn't needed. Down into the solar plexus. Breathe it in, allow that to ignite the solar plexus. Into the sacral chakra, near the pelvic area, and to the root chakra. And then allow that pillar of light going all the way down through the body, through the bottoms of the feet, deep into Mother Earth. And then pull Mother Earth energy up through that white pillar of light, all the way up through your body, through your body, through your body, through your body, up through the top of your head. And now imagine that you're surrounded by the most exquisite violet flame. Your whole body is surrounded by this very gentle but very powerful, very beautiful violet flame. And this violet flame just works with you and surrounds you, embraces you, and it transforms anything in your whole system, your physical system, your energetic system, your mental system, your emotional system. allow that beautiful purple flame to move in and out of your body, in and out of your cells, in and out of your tissues, your bones, your organs, up and down your spine, around your head. Send that violet flame into any area in your body that's painful, or that you're feeling some resistance or some dis-ease. Send that violet flame in there and let it transmute that energy. Just allow it to do its magic, moving like waves through your body, identifying any spots where it's needed. And then allowing anything that is transmuted to move down through that white pillar into the ground, into the earth. So allow it to be transmuted by this incredible, powerful violet flame. Transmutes it, lifts it, and clears it. And then release it into the earth. And allow it to work with you again. And as something comes up, it might be a thought that you'd like to release. Just allow it in your mind's eye to be transmuted and to move out of your body through your feet. If there's an emotion that comes up, that has been coming up, could be a heaviness, could be a sadness, could be fear, anxiety, whatever that is, allow that violet flame to come in and transmute that, to change it, to shift it. Turn it into something else. And just allow that to actually move through you and into the earth. Allow it to transmute any belief systems that are no longer serving you. Allow that to move through the bottom of your feet. Allow it to transmute anything that is blocking the light that you are. That is blocking you from fully embracing yourself as a divine spark of loving light. Just allow it to transmute it and move it out of you in this moment. You can drop it. In this moment, allow it to just be pulled out of you and into the earth, so you're giving it back to the earth, where it'll be transmuted into something new. Just before we finish off, anything else that you would like to release in the next few days or in this very moment, allow that violet flame to work with it, dissolve it, transmute it. And now move your attention to your heart. And just some beautiful, gentle breaths into the heart. Allowing the heart to open and expand and soften. Allow your shoulders to keep softening. Just softening into this moment. This precious moment where you're whole and loved and supported. And now take a gentle breath in and a releasing breath out. And another gentle breath in and a releasing breath out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes.
That's beautiful. A lot of cleansing, clearing going on there. That violet color, that violet flame, very, very powerful.
Drink some water after this, because you may have had a bit of a release.
So we have an affirmation for the week coming up.
It's another thing in to clear, by the way.
Yeah,
Drink
water. Yeah. So we have a whole lot of affirmation cards here. And I think it's your turn to choose tonight. So you choose one card.
Let me close my eyes and then I won't be. Let me get this one here. There we go. I radiate peace.
I radiate peace.
That's a nice, easy
It's
one.
a lovely thought, a lovely clear thought
It's nice
to have
clean, yeah. It's
while
clear.
you're doing the clearing. It's a blue energy.
Yeah.
Blue is throat, communication, emotion. I am peace.
I radiate peace. I love
radiate
that.
peace.
Yeah.
I radiate peace. We'll put that up on the Facebook page, and we bless you with a beautiful week ahead, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday evening at 7:30 for Sunday Satsang with John and Michelle.
Now, please share this if you think it was helpful.
Share, give us your comments, questions,
Thanks, everyone.
queries, and like and share it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.